Hi, I'm Mr. Huber, and in this video we're going to talk about 3e double I. This is the equation. 2 times the log to the base of 10. Whenever you have nothing down here, it's the base of 10 of x minus 2 minus the log of x is equal to 0. Well, in this case, I add the log of x on both sides and I get this. Then I need to write this as a single quantity. Well, I'm going to use the rule log x to the p is equal to p times log of x. So I'm going to take this in, so it will become this. So you're going to take the 2 in, which squares this expression. And that will be equal to log of x still. Then you can take the inverse function 10 to the in order to undo the logarithm. And you're going to get this. Well, this looks like a quadratic equation. So let's work this out. The left-hand side is going to be x squared minus 4x plus 4, when worked out, is equal to x. Well, now you can clearly see that it's a quadratic equation. So you subtract x on both sides, and you're going to get x squared minus 5x plus 4 is equal to 0. Well, now either you use the formula or you factor it. Well, I'm factoring it, and it's going to be x minus 1 times x minus 4. So I will have two solutions. Now first, I'm going to check the first solution here. In the original equation, why do I have to do that? Because we have noticed that sometimes these logarithmic equations have extraneous solutions. So we come up with solutions that are not solutions to the original problem. So that's why we have to check both of them. So I'm going to check x is equal to 1. I'm going to plug it in here, and I see right away this is not even possible. Because look, 2 times the log of 1 minus 2, that's 2 times the log of minus 1. Well, we all know that the log function looks like this. X, y. And why is that again? Because look, this is the 10 to the x function. It would look like this. So this is the inverse function. This one here goes through 1. So this one goes through 1 on the x-axis. This one goes through 1 on the y-axis. And now, well, you see, the domain of this function is r plus. Okay? Everything from 0 to infinity, 0 not included. So you cannot plug in something negative. So this solution goes. Now let's check 4. Well, here we plug in 4 in the original equation, and we get 2 times the log of 4 minus 2. That's 2 times the log of 2 minus the log of 4. Well, let's carry on. Well, 4 is in fact 2 to the 2. Well, you could also just type it into your calculator and you would see that it's 0. Well, let's carry on like this. And, well, you can write 4 as 2 to the 2. And then you can take out the 2. And then that's 0. And you see the solution set in that case will be 4. Okay? There is one thing I would want to mention here. Look, I took the logarithm to the other side here. That's not necessary. I could have done it like this. I could have said 2 times the log of x minus 2 minus log of x is equal to 0. Then I could have written this as a single quantity. Log of x minus 2 squared minus log of x, still 0. Well, I can take in the coefficient, and that becomes the exponent. And now we have the difference of two logarithms. So that's the logarithm of the quotient. Okay, let's do this. X minus 2 squared over x is equal to 0. See, I could have done it like this. And now undo the logarithm. So 10 to the power of this side and this side. Here we're going to get x minus 2 squared is over x is equal to 10 to the 0. Please be careful here. It's not 0. It will be 1. So x minus 2 squared over x is 1. So x minus 2 squared is equal to x. And now you can see this is exactly the same thing as we got here. So we get the same thing when done in a different way. So you can choose. Either you take this to the other side, so you add log of x on both sides, and then you undo the logarithm, or you do it like this. There is another version to this, but I think that's not a good way of doing it. But you could do it like that, okay? So you could say, well, 2 log of x minus 2 minus log of x is equal to 0. You could directly try and undo the logarithms. But that's very dangerous, so I would not do it, okay? But well, I can show it to you. 10 to the 2 log of x minus 2 minus log of x is equal to 10 to the 0. So you really have to take 10 to this side and 10 to this side. Well, over here, that's very easy. It's again 1. But then you have to carry on with this. And you do more or less the same thing. 10 is log of x minus 2 to the 2 minus log of x. Still everything in the exponent here, please. Then 10 to the log of x minus 2 squared over x is equal to 1. And then, well, you're undoing the logarithm now. You can undo it now. So it's x minus 2 squared over x is equal to 1. And again, you're going to get the same thing. But please don't do it like this, because oftentimes people just do this and then they say, well, it's 2 times x minus 2 minus x, which is completely wrong, okay? So this leads you to think that you can just undo the logarithm in a difference or something like that. But well, you would have to do it like this. It's quite a bit more complicated or more dangerous. So I would not do it, okay? I hope you get it. Just watch version 1 and 2 once again, and these are the ways to go. So hope everything was clear. See you in the next